Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite GT3 cars. The GT3 cars are going to be the most used for anybody that does online racing. The first GR.3 car that I have as my number one pick, the car that I use hands down every single time whenever I don't know where to go. It's always the car that I take out just to test the track to see what's going on with the track. It's going to be the Porsche 911 992 GR3. It's got about 735 performance points. It's got a max horsepower of 557, the weight 2,756 pounds. It is rear-wheel drive and it's a 4.2 liter naturally aspirated car. I really like that car because it's got extremely forgiving handling, in my opinion. Too much snap to like oversteer, so it doesn't want to drift. But it still happens occasionally, a lot of the time, especially if you play with no traction control on. But also another reason is I think that it has really great braking. I think that it has it can change directions relatively fast, especially for late turn-ins. That makes it a really good choice. It's pretty versatile. It's got a lot of customization. Every Porsche, I mean, people love customizing Porsches. It's like a blank slate customization. Mine, as you probably see on the screen, is a nice kind of like matte gray with lime green in it. It does cost around 900,000 credit points, so it's not the most expensive thing, but it's not necessarily the most cheapest thing either. So that is my number one pick for all those reasons. My number 2 car would have to be the Ferrari 296. Now, Ferrari 296 is 1.2 million credits, so it's a little bit more expensive. Has 591 horsepower, 2,705 pounds, and its power points, or the PP, or whatever you want to call it, is between 730 and 740, depending on what you take on, or whatever you put on or take off. So this car has high rate acceleration. It's significantly faster in a straight line than a Porsche. The Porsche is really good in the corners, the Porsche is really good entry speed and exit speed, but the Ferrari makes up a lot of its time in the straights. It is extremely fast. It's an extremely fast car. Barely even hits its top gear in one of the longest straights on Spa, which is why I lean more towards Ferrari than the Porsche when I race on Spa, just for that reason. It has a lot of straights. It's not really super snappy either. The Porsche can be a little bit more snappy. It's not as snappy as some of the other Porsches, but the Porsche is still snappy. The 296 has a lot more handling. In fact, I didn't even use the GT3 I didn't even use the Porsche when I first started. I used the Ferrari a lot more, and I even signed with Ferrari for my first Manufacturer's Cup because it was just a very beginner friendly car, and I really just appreciated that, and it was just a lot better. You can definitely tune it more too. You can upgrade it so that it nearly reaches 1,000 horsepower. It just has a lot more flexibility, I guess, with your driving style. I think the 296 was made to rival the Porsche 992 and what the Porsche 992 doesn't do. So those are my top 2, and those are like always fighting for a spot to be used in almost every race, I think, ever. So now let's get into the bottom 3. So the bottom 3, these cars, I usually pick these when my first 2 aren't really working out in my favor all that well, and I'm like, okay, these 2 aren't working, I need something else on this track. Or if I want to just use something else because I've been using those 2 for so long and I want to use something else, that's what these are kind of where I'll go or steer. So my number 3 option would be the Audi R8. It's 450,000 credits. It's significantly cheaper than the other 2 by a lot. Performance points 739.68, 5.2 naturally aspirated V10, makes 577 horsepower. It's got a mid-engine with rear-wheel drive with a weight of 1,235 kilograms. It's almost kind of like the Lamborghini Huracan. Even though I don't use the Lamborghini Huracan, I don't really like the Lamborghini Huracan, but it is kind of similar to that. I do use it a lot on like Dragon Trail or things like that because it is tail happy, but I like to tune the brake bounce a lot, and that helps a lot. The braking power is really good. It stops really good. It has really good aerodynamics. I think that it handles chicanes really well. I think that you can kind of weave a lot better with the Audi than a lot of other cars, specifically the R8 LMS Evo 19. It's rewarding, but it's a risky car. You kind of have to pick and choose, when and how you're going to use this car, because this car can be very risky and you will crash so that's kind of how I feel about it. I do like it though. It's a really good car. My number 4. So this is my number 4 car that I would use is the Nissan GTR Nismo. If I'm being honest with you, I really only use this car because I like it. I like the way that it looks. I like that it was in the Gran Turismo movie. In fact, if you look, this is the livery that I have on it right now. It's Gran Turismo movie livery. Really like it. 600,000 credits. It's not as expensive as some of the other cars. Again, the horsepower is 577 as a twin turbo V6. The car is really heavy, but it's still really good. It's got a lot of its handling is really well. You're not going to spin on a whole lot. It's not twitchy. It handles curbs really well. You could really hit a lot of those sausage curbs and pretty much not really be affected by them. It's got a lower center of gravity. It's a lot more responsive than its older predecessor. It's good at the track Saradaga. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Saradaga or whatever it is. You can grind a lot of points, a lot of the money, the credit using this car using this car for money for other cars. If I had to say, but that is kind of why I like this car. I like the white. It looks good. It's the only one of my cars that is white. Most of my cars are darker. So this car I kind of just take out whenever I'm just feeling bored and I need to try something different. That's kind of what this car is for. The WRX. The WRX is the only car that I use for one specific track, and it's the Red Bull Ring. And I do have a video up right now of the Red Bull Ring, but I do use the WRX for that track specifically for it's more balanced. In-game price is about 450,000 credits. Again, it's one of those cheaper cars. Got 727 performance points, 591 horsepower, 1,280 kilograms of weight. It is turbocharged. It's got aerodynamic strength, lowered chassis. I think that its body style is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, like a wide body. I guess that's what that's called. It is a little weird. I don't know that I like that look, but it's consistent on its tires. I'll say it's just it's a really good car for, like I said, the Red Bull Ring. I just really like it for the Red Bull Ring. It's really kind of the only way that I'll drive it. The only thing that's annoying is low speed understeer due to the engine weight on the front end, because the engine is in the front, not in the back like the other cars. So that's kind of like the only thing that is kind of annoying with it. Short shifting is something that is kind of a must in this car, I think. So that is kind of my top 5, with the WRX being that last spot at 5. I do have a runner-up for you, the Corvette. I talk about it a whole lot, but the Corvette would be my runner-up. I don't use it a whole lot, mainly because American cars burn through tires and burn through gas. So in races where gas and tires are important, it's not really my go-to race or go-to car for a longer race, just because you will have to pit more, and your tires, especially if you're already an aggressive driver, kind of how I am, then you will go through the tires really fast and you go through that gas really fast. So it's not really my favorite car to drive, but I do like the car a lot. Have it in this nice gray with yellow, and I think it's really cool. So those are my top 5 GR3 cars. Let me know what yours are in the comments, and yeah, see you guys on the